the RMS Titanic, a name synonymous with both grandeur and tragedy. The Titanic was not just a ship. She was a floating city, a marvel of modern engineering and luxury. She was the largest ship ever built at the time, a floating palace of dreams, carrying over 2,200 souls. Each passenger, from the wealthiest to the poorest, had their own story, their own dreams and aspirations. On April 10, 1912, she embarked on her maiden voyage, sailing from Southampton, England to New York City. The departure was a grand event, with crowds gathering to witness the beginning of what was supposed to be an unforgettable journey. Excitement filled the air as passengers boarded, eager to experience the luxury and promise of a new world. The first-class passengers marveled at the opulent accommodations, while those in steerage looked forward to a fresh start in America. The Titanic was more than just a ship. She was a symbol of human ambition and technological marvel. She represented the pinnacle of human achievement, a testament to what mankind could accomplish. Little did anyone know, fate had a different plan. The iceberg that lay in her path was an unseen adversary, a reminder of nature's unpredictable power. The Titanic's passengers represented a cross-section of society. From the wealthiest industrialists to the humblest immigrants, the ship was a microcosm of the world at that time. First class boasted millionaires, artists, and socialites, indulging in the lap of luxury. They dined in lavish dining rooms, enjoyed the finest amenities, and reveled in the opulence that the Titanic offered. Second-class passengers, professionals, and families sought comfort and a better life. They enjoyed respectable accommodations and looked forward to the opportunities that awaited them in the new world. In steerage, hundreds of immigrants fleeing hardship and seeking opportunity clung to hopes for a brighter future in America. They endured the cramped conditions with dreams of freedom and prosperity. All were united, unknowingly, on a collision course with destiny. The Titanic's journey was more than a voyage. It was a convergence of lives, dreams, and ultimately a tragic reminder of human vulnerability. The sun shone brightly on Sunday, April 14, 1912. The Atlantic was calm, a sheet of deep blue beneath a cloudless sky. Aboard the Titanic, life went on, a microcosm of society at sea. First-class passengers enjoyed a lavish brunch, the sounds of a string quartet music drifting through the opulent dining saloon. Children played on the deck, their laughter echoing in the crisp sea air. In steerage, families shared modest meals, mothers soothed their babies, and men gathered to share stories and dreams of the new world awaiting them. The atmosphere was one of contentment, a false sense of security enveloping all on board. In the gilded cages of first class, the elite dined on delicacies. Champagne flowed freely, the bubbles reflecting the opulence of their surroundings. The clinking of crystal glasses and the soft murmur of refined conversation filled the air, creating an atmosphere of unparalleled luxury. John Jacob Astor IV, the wealthiest man aboard, shared stories with his young bride, Madeline. They spoke of their future, their plans, and the life they would build together once they reached America. Their laughter echoed through the grand halls, a testament to their love and the promise of tomorrow. Benjamin Guggenheim, the mining magnate, dressed for dinner with a sense of purpose. He declared he would go down like a gentleman, a statement that would later become legendary. His calm demeanor and unwavering resolve were a stark contrast to the chaos that would soon unfold. Molly Brown, a socialite with a heart of gold, entertained fellow passengers with her wit and charm. She regaled them with stories of her adventures, her laughter infectious and her spirit indomitable. Her presence was a beacon of light in the midst of the grandeur. Unaware of the icy peril lurking beneath the surface, they danced, laughed, and lived as if each moment would last forever. The music played on, a symphony of joy and celebration, as the passengers reveled in the splendor of the Titanic. The atmosphere was electric with the thrill of the journey and the promise of new beginnings. Every corner of the ship buzzed with excitement, from the grand staircase to the opulent dining rooms. The Titanic was more than just a ship. It was a floating palace, a symbol of hope and dreams. In the smoking room, men discussed business and politics over cigars and brandy. The air was thick with the scent of tobacco and the sound of animated debate. Deals were made, alliances formed, and the future of industries decided within those walls. Women, adorned in their finest jewels and gowns, gossiped over afternoon tea. They spoke of fashion, society, and the latest scandals, their voices a melodic hum against the backdrop of clinking china. The elegance of their surroundings only heightened the sense of privilege and exclusivity. The Titanic, in all her glory, felt invincible, a testament to human ingenuity. She sailed confidently through the icy waters, her lights a beacon in the darkness. The passengers believed they were part of something extraordinary, a journey that would go down in history for all the right reasons. Little did they know their fate was already sealed and the unsinkable ship would soon become a legend for a very different reason. Below decks, in the cramped but tidy quarters of steerage, a different kind of optimism prevailed. Families huddled together, sharing stories and songs from their homelands. Young couples, hand in hand, dreamed of a future free from poverty and oppression. Children played, their laughter a poignant counterpoint to the looming tragedy. The promise of America shimmered like a beacon of hope. For these passengers, the Titanic was not just a ship, it was a vessel of dreams, carrying them toward a new life. They had scrimped and saved for years to afford the passage, enduring hardship and sacrifice for the chance of a brighter future. As the sun began its descent, casting long shadows across the water, the temperature dropped. The sea, so calm just hours before, turned bitterly cold. At 11:40 p.m., the unthinkable happened. A lookout, perched high in the crow's nest, spotted it. A massive iceberg, its icy peak gleaming menacingly in the darkness. "Iceberg right ahead!" the lookout shouted, his voice tight with fear. The warning came too late. The Titanic, sailing at full speed, scraped along the iceberg's side. The impact, though seemingly slight at first, sent a shudder through the ship, a tremor that resonated in the hearts of all who felt it. Panic spread slowly at first, then like wildfire. What began as a gentle tilt became a terrifying reality. The Titanic was sinking. The unsinkable ship was fatally wounded. As the situation grew increasingly dire, the crew began the frantic task of loading lifeboats, women and children first. The band played on, their music a haunting soundtrack to the unfolding disaster. In the darkness and confusion, acts of bravery and selflessness unfolded alongside scenes of panic and despair. Amidst the chaos, the human spirit shone through. John Jacob Astor helped his pregnant wife into a lifeboat, sacrificing his own chance of survival. The Strausses, an elderly couple, chose to face death together rather than be parted. The band continued to play, their music a source of comfort and courage in the face of unimaginable fear. Ordinary men and women showed extraordinary bravery, putting the lives of others before their own. As the Titanic sank lower in the water, the lifeboats, many only partially filled, pulled away from the sinking ship. The cries of those left behind echoed across the water, a haunting reminder of the human cost of the tragedy. Those in the lifeboats faced their own ordeal. The freezing cold, the darkness, and the agonizing wait for rescue tested their endurance and their faith. They had survived the sinking, but the ordeal was far from over. At 2:20 a.m., the Titanic, her lights blazing defiantly, slipped beneath the waves. The cries of over 1,500 souls went silent, swallowed by the vastness of the Atlantic. The unsinkable ship had sunk, taking with her the dreams, aspirations, and the very breath of those who perished. The ocean floor became the final resting place for the Titanic and many of her passengers. Their stories, forever entwined with the ship's tragic fate, serve as a reminder of the fragility of life and the enduring power of the human spirit. Hours later, the Carpathia, responding to the Titanic's distress calls, arrived to find a scene of unimaginable sorrow. The lifeboats, scattered across the water, held the survivors, their faces etched with grief and trauma. The world mourned the loss of the Titanic and her passengers, united in shock and disbelief. The sinking of the Titanic sent shockwaves around the world. It led to significant changes in maritime safety regulations, including requirements for more lifeboats and 24-hour radio monitoring. The tragedy also sparked a wave of grief and outrage, prompting investigations into the causes of the disaster and the actions of those in charge. The Titanic disaster continues to fascinate and haunt us over a century later. This monumental tragedy, which claimed the lives of over 1,500 people, remains one of the most poignant and compelling stories in maritime history. The sheer scale of the disaster, combined with the tales of heroism and heartbreak, ensures that the Titanic story is one that will never fade from our collective consciousness. It serves as a stark reminder of the power of nature, the limits of technology, and the importance of human connection in the face of adversity. The Titanic, once deemed unsinkable, was a marvel of early 20th century engineering. Yet it was no match for the unforgiving forces of nature. This juxtaposition of human ingenuity and natural power highlights the delicate balance we must maintain in our quest for progress. The stories of those who perished and those who survived continue to resonate, reminding us of the preciousness of life and the enduring strength of the human spirit. Each survivor's tale is a testament to human resilience and the will to live. These narratives, filled with moments of bravery, sacrifice, and compassion, offer us invaluable lessons on the human condition and the bonds that unite us. The Titanic's legacy is one of both tragedy and resilience. While the ship's sinking was a catastrophic event, it also brought forth incredible stories of human endurance and solidarity. The legacy of the Titanic is not just about the ship itself, but about the people who faced unimaginable odds and the lessons we have learned from their experiences. It is a story that continues to be told and retold, ensuring that the lessons learned from that fateful night are never forgotten. From the improvements in maritime safety regulations to the advancements in shipbuilding technology, the impact of the Titanic disaster has been profound and far-reaching. Each retelling serves as a reminder of the importance of vigilance, preparation, and respect for the natural world. The Titanic, forever etched in our collective memory, stands as a timeless symbol of human vulnerability, courage, and the enduring power of hope. It reminds us that even in the face of overwhelming tragedy, the human spirit can prevail. The story of the Titanic is not just a tale of loss, but also one of hope, resilience, and the unbreakable bonds that connect us all.